Namaskar, you're watching DD India. This is Express News, news broken down for you into 100 bullet points. Let's begin. My name is Mark Lynn. The Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi has released commemorative postage stamps on Ayodhya's Ram Temple along with a book of stamps issued on Lord Ram around the world. The components of the design include the Ram Temple, devotional song, the sun, the Saryu River and sculptures in and around the temple. The stamp book is an attempt to showcase the international appeal of Lord Ram on various societies. This 48-page book covers stamps issued by more than 20 countries, including those like the United States, New Zealand, Singapore, United Nations and others. While addressing the launch event via a video message, Prime Minister Narendra Modi said that many countries have released postage stamps on the life of Lord Ram with a lot of respect and admiration. India has witnessed an impressive turnout of over 15 crore participants in just 2 months during the Viksit Bharat Sankalp Yatra. While interacting with the beneficiaries of the Viksit Bharat Sankalp Yatra, Prime Minister Narendra Modi said that he has directed officials to extend the yatra due to high demand from the people. The Indian Navy has rescued the rescue crews of the Indian Navy. They have rescued the crew of a US-owned vessel in the Gulf of Aden after an attack by Houthis, and tensions in the region's sea lanes have disrupted global trade. India's External Affairs Ministry spokesperson said that India favors freedom of navigation. He added that the Indian Navy is patrolling the area and is trying to secure the sea lanes as the violence there affects India's interests. He also said that India and the Maldives have held a round of talks over a mutually workable solution to ensure the continued operation of Indian aviation platforms providing humanitarian services. The Vice President of India, Jagdeep Dhankar, interacted with the delegation of tribal students participating in the Tribal Youth Exchange Program at his official residence in the national capital on Thursday. The Vice President of India also presented the Scope Awards, recognizing the contribution of public sector enterprises in New Delhi. The Indian Cabinet was apprised of a Memorandum of Understanding between India and the European Commission on working arrangements on semiconductor ecosystems under the framework of EU-India Trade and Technology Council. The MOU intends to strengthen cooperation between India and the EU towards enhancement of semiconductor for the advancement of industries and digital technologies. India's Women and Child Development Minister Smriti Irani discussed the transformative potential of gender-inclusive investments during a session on gender impact investing in India, a catalyst for driving the next wave of growth during the World Economic Forum 2024 in Davos. India's Civil Aviation Minister Jyotiraditya Scindia inaugurated Asia's largest civil aviation event, which was called Wings India 2024 in Hyderabad. He said that the country aims to set up modernized heliports in every district of the country in the coming days. A group of 25 girl cadets reached Delhi from the Lakshadweep. This cadet band has made a presentation before Prime Minister in Lakshadweep. They will participate in the NCC's Republic Day camp. The Chief Minister of the Indian state of Gujarat, Bhupendra Patel, attended the inauguration of the One Setu Chetna Yatra, which is a 5-day drive and will pass through 14 tribal districts of the state. Speaking at the World Economic Forum event, the annual meeting in Davos, Indian Electronics and IT Minister Ashwini Vaishnav said that India's semiconductor mission is focused on talent development and designing the entire chip. He said that in just 24 months or so, India has tied up with 104 universities, redesigned the entire course curriculum, and tied up with international institutions to boost semiconductor mission. India's economy is expected to grow at 7.3% in the financial year 2024, said the Indian Central Bank Governor Shaktikanta Das on the sidelines of the World Economic Forum. The idol of Lord Ram has been brought inside the sanctum sanctorum of the Ram temple in Uttar Pradesh's Ayodhya, where the grand consecration ceremony will take place next week. The first consignment of 10 tons of flowers has been sent to the Indian city of Hapur, which will adorn the temple decorations in Ayodhya. An entrepreneur from the city of Bareilly has prepared a special perfume and kesar incense for the Ram Mandir consecration ceremony next week. The Indian diaspora in the United States' Texas were seen dancing and waving flags and chanting Lord Ram as they expressed joy over the consecration ceremony scheduled for next week. The Tourism and Culture Minister of North Indian state of Uttar Pradesh, Jaivir Singh, handed over 10,000 famous bangles from the Indian city of Firozabad. Shivaji Park in India's financial capital Mumbai has been decorated and lit up with a replica of the Ram temple. Moving on to some stories from the business world, the Indian markets ended in the red on Thursday. The Sensex fell 313.90 points. It settled at 71,186.86. The Nifty too dipped 109.70 points to finish at 21,462.25. The rupee has risen 2 paise to 83.12 against the US dollar. Gold future maturing on the 5th of February next year stood at 61,627 rupees per 10 grams on the Multi-Commodity Exchange of India Limited. Silver futures maturing on the 5th of March next year stood at 71,470 rupees per kg on the MCX. Oil prices rose on Thursday. Brent crude futures gained 37 cents to $78.25 a barrel, while U.S. West Texas Intermediate crude futures rose 55 cents to $73.11. Chinese stocks hit multi-year lows, extending concerns about its fragile economic recovery for a second consecutive day. Geopolitical tensions also added to market unease. Taiwan's Foxconn is going to partner with the tech firm HCL Group for a semiconductor assembly and testing facility in India. The firms will set up an outsourced assembly and testing unit called OSAT in the South Asian nation. North Indian residents and passengers faced the wrath of persisting cold wave and foggy conditions on Thursday as flights and train departures were affected by dense fog in Delhi. More than 40 flights were delayed from the Indian National Capital's airport, while at least 18 trains were running late due to bad visibility. Residents in Iceland's Grindavik are facing relocation woes following a second eruption in less than a month. The meteorological department has said that magma continues to build up underground. Paris woke up to a dusting of snow, in fact, on the streets and roofs of its monuments on Thursday. Now, France's weather service has warned of black ice as well as floods in other areas of the country. Now, U.S. lists Houthis as terrorists in response to the Red Sea attacks. Yemen's Houthis hit another U.S.-operated ship in the Gulf of Aden with missiles. The U.S. shipping operator Genco confirmed the attack on Genco Picardy bulk carrier as the militants attacked their second U.S.-operated vessel in the Red Sea region this week. The U.S. launches the fourth round of strikes on Houthis in Yemen. The strikes came after a bulk carrier hit by Houthi drones in the Gulf of Aden. UK Parliament's lower house approved the controversial Rwanda asylum legislation. The UK Prime Minister Rishi Sunak defeated a rebellion against among his members of his Conservative Party, lawmakers voted by 320 to 276 in favor of approving his plan. So under this Rwanda plan, migrants who arrive in Britain illegally, they face being sent to Rwanda, some 4,000 miles away, to have their asylum claims processed. Medicines for Israeli hostages and aid for civilians enters Gaza via Egypt, following a deal brokered by Qatar and France. Two Qatari planes, they arrived in the El Arish, which is north of Egypt's Sinai Peninsula. Supplies were unloaded and transferred to the Rafah border crossing with Gaza. The Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov is going to address the UNSC next week, and it's about the proposals for collective efforts to solve the Middle East crisis. Russia's Lavrov stressed that the solution to this crisis needs to involve the direct talks between both the Palestinian and the Israeli leaderships. Delegates arrive in Davos for the fourth and penultimate day of the World Economic Forum on Thursday. So among the high-level political figures participating in discussions on Thursday are the Israeli president, the Iraqi prime minister, and the Ukrainian foreign minister. Ukraine has held a mock anti-sabotage drill in Belarus. The works directed to bolster Ukraine's defensive line have been underway for some time along the Russian and Belarus border. Japan and South Korean envoys meet amid North Korean nuclear threat. Putin meets North Korea's top envoy for arms flow bills. Top nuclear envoys from US, Japan and South Korea on Thursday held a trilateral meeting in Seoul. North Korea's recent activities escalating tensions, military cooperation discussed. Around 20 killed in Thailand in an explosion on Wednesday at a fireworks factory north of Bangkok. No survivors found. Ecuadorian government condemned the murder of a prosecutor investigating a gang attack on the TV station from Guayas province. Ecuadorian Attorney General Diana Salazar said that her office was conducting a preliminary investigation at the site of the killing. Singapore's former transport minister is charged with corruption in one of the most high-profile graft cases, but he's rejected the allegations. Britain's cyber spies mark 80th anniversary of the secret code-breaking computer, a device which helped defeat Hitler's Germany. Samsung packs the newest Galaxy S24 smartphones with AI functions to beat Apple. The new phones will have two-way voice translation in real time of a live phone call conducted in 2 different languages. Available in 13 different languages, the on-device AI function is offered via Samsung's own generative AI training. It also offers a circle-to-search function. Other features include AI translation and changing the tone of messages to casual, formal, business or social media. An adorable giant panda was captured enjoying playtime with various toys at China's Conservation and Research Center for the Giant Panda. The footage shows the cute panda curiously exploring various toys with the cuddly bear, in fact, taking particular interest in a rocking horse. 3 giant pandas were filmed enjoying after snow shrouded the Qingling Giant Panda Research Center in Xiang City, which is northwest of China's Shaanxi province. A male panda was seen munching on bamboo shoots while sitting cozily on a snow-covered ground. This is after a square meal that he also worked out in the snow. And Lu Sheng, the first artificially bred giant panda at the center, also got excited over the snowfall. The frisky and playful creature was seen rolling around and climbing trees. A special blessing ceremony was held in Mexico on Wednesday. From horses to chihuahuas, the animals gathered at the church for the divine blessing. Denmark's King Frederick X released a book days into his reign after taking the throne on January 14. The book Kongerord, which means the king's word, in fact was authored by the Danish writer Jens Andersen. Priests in Madrid blessed hundreds of pets on the eve of the feast of Saint Anthony the Abbot, the patron saint of animals in Spain. The iconic NFL Super Bowl takes center stage at the Paley Museum's new exhibit in New York, promising visitors an experience as memorable as attending the game itself. The Croatian artist has turned thousands of matchsticks into works of art. Video game franchise Prince of Persia is to release a new video game after 14 years since The Forgotten Sands, which came out in 2010. The video game publisher company Ubisoft released Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown on January 18. The new game will see players embody warrior Sargon, which is part of the elite The Immortals group. The British survival thriller The End We Start From, starring Jodie Comer and Benedict Cumberbatch, to release in the UK on January 19. The Mahalia Bello directorial is an exploration of motherhood amid a climate crisis. The movie is based on the novel of the same name by author Megan Hunter. American science fiction thriller ISS to release in the United States on January 19. The feature film is directed by Gabriella Cowpith-Waite and it stars the Oscar-winning actress Ariana DeBose in the lead role. The American spy comedy TV series Mr. and Mrs. Smith will premiere on Prime Video on February 2, 2024. The series, created by Donald Glover and Francesca Sloan, is a new TV reboot of the 2005 film. The action film Wanted Man, starring and directed by the Swedish actor Dolph Lundgren, will premiere on January 19. Aquaman fame Jason Momoa is to star in the upcoming Max docuseries On the Roam, debuting on January 18. In the series, Jason travels across the country to meet the extraordinary individuals blazing their own path. Bollywood's 69th Filmfare Awards will be held in Gujarat's Gandhinagar on the 27th and 28th of January 2024. The ceremony will honor the best Indian Hindi language films of 2023. The Indian actress Bhumi Pednekar's investigative crime thriller Bakshak teaser is out. The movie is inspired by the true events and also will release on the OTT platform Netflix on February 9. Sports, the 6th edition of the Khelo India Youth Games is all set to witness a glittering opening ceremony in South India. The world number 1 Iga Swiatek battled back from 2 breaks down in the final set to beat Danielle Collins 6-4, 3-6, 6-4 to reach the 3rd round of the Australian Open for the 5th successive year. The 6th seed Alexander Zverev survived an almighty scare at the Australian Open as the former semi-finalist dug deep to beat the Slovakian qualifier Lukas Klian 7-5, 3-6, 4-6, 7-6, 7-6 to move into the 3rd round. The 2nd seed Carlos Alcaraz endured a tricky test before finding his groove to overcome Italian Lorenzo Sonego 6-4, 6-7, 6-3, 7-6. Russia's Elena Evanesian bagged a massive upset in the second round of the Australian Open, knocking out the number 8 seed Maria Sakkari 6-4, 6-4. Defending champions Qatar became the first team to advance to the knockout stages of the Asian Cup with a 1-0 win over Tajikistan. The Al Hilal, they have signed the Brazilian defender Renan Lodi. This is from the French side Marseille. Madrid City rivals Real Madrid and Atletico will face each other for their Copa del Rey last 16 clash. Paris is well on track to host this year's Summer Olympics, as all the infrastructures will be ready in time for the extravaganza despite some minor hiccups. An Indian shuttler, H.S. Pranoy, beats fellow Indian budding shuttler Priyanshu Rajawat 2022, 21-14, 21-14 at the India Open Super 750 series. And that's all we have in this edition of Express News. Do continue to watch DD India for all the news and updates. My name is Mark Lin from all of us here. Thanks very much for watching. Namaskar.